Right. Good evening, my dear students. Welcome you all to ACE Engineering Academy, ACE online platform. So, hope you have done well in today's ISRO examination. We will shortly discuss about all the questions given in each subject. First, we will see the weightage in each subject, and each of our professors will take questions and tell the detailed answers on these questions. Please go through all these questions and see how you have done in your examination today. Thank you. Right, coming to the weightage part. These are the weightages for different subjects given in today's paper. Network theory had 7 questions, signals 9, analog circuits 11, digital circuits and VHDL design 9, control systems 10, electronic devices and VLSI 6, electromagnetic theory 7, communication systems 10, electronic measurements and instrumentation 3, power electronics 5, mathematics 3 and aptitude 15. Totally 95 questions are there. The question paper, as we see, is very good in terms of time, because all questions which you have to answer is in a very stipulated time. So, questions framed were easy and some questions are little bit above average. Most of the questions came from fundamentals only. So, those who have prepared at gate level, they could easily answer these questions. That was the feedback that we are getting from our students. So, slowly one by one we will discuss all the subjects with their solutions. Please go through all the solutions. Thank you.
ఎగ్జామ్ రాస్తున్నానే నేనేమన్నా స్టార్ట్ చేయ. Dear students, I am going to discuss the control system questions. In control system, ask 10 marks, 10 questions. The first one, they ask the poles and zeros, we need to find the transfer function. If you ask only poles, directly we can say -1 and +2, but -1 +2, we are having two options, -1 here +2. So we need to find 0 position, so that we need to find the apply Laplace transform. So if apply Laplace transform, x of s equal to 1 minus 4 by 3 into s plus 1 plus 1 by 3 into s minus 2. So if you do the LCM here, so 3 into s plus 1 into s minus 2. So here you will get 3 into s plus 1 s minus 2 plus 4 into s minus 2 plus here s plus 1, s plus 1. If you simplify this, you will get s minus 1 whole square divided by s plus 1 and s minus 2. That means we are going to get the what? Poles at -1, 2 and zeros at 1. So option is B. Option is B. Next. So characteristic equation they are given. They are asking the range of k value. So write the Routh tabular form, Routh array. This is s power 4, s cube, s square, s power 1, s power 0. So here 1 alternate coefficient, 3 alternate coefficient k. Next here 2 and 4, 2, 4. This s power 0 coefficient shift the diagonally k. Here also k. Then 6 minus 4, 2, 2 by 2, 1. Then here 4 minus 2k. 4 minus 2k divided by 1. So for stability, all the coefficients in the first column should have same sign. So this should be greater than 0 stable, greater than 0 stable. So that means here you are getting what? 2k less than 4. So k is less than 2. So range of k is greater than 0, less than 2. The system is stable. So the answer is D. Next. So lead compensator. We know the transfer function of lead compensator 1 plus s tau 1 divided by 1 plus s tau 2. So the answer is C. Lead or lag, both the things are same. So here this question actually here dB should not be there because they given linear scale here. For omega gc, if a dB scale, we should have 0 dB. There is no 0 dB at all. So that means I think this dB is wrong. So that we can write omega gc 1 at omega gc, pi at omega gc. Omega gc means 1. At 1, what is the frequency? What is the angle tell? Minus 155 degrees. That means phase margin equal to 180 plus pi at omega gc. So that means what you are getting? 180 minus 155 degrees. So you will get plus 25 degrees. This is the phase margin. Next, we have to find what? Magnitude at omega PC. Omega PC means minus 180 degrees. What is the magnitude? 0.25. So it is a linear scale, no doubt. So that means what happened? Gain margin equal to 1 by magnitude at omega PC. So 1 by 0.25 equal to what? 4. So the answer is 4 and 25 and 4. So the option is B. In case we consider dB, first 0 dB is not there, that is the problem. So that means I think it is what? 4 and 25 and 4. Next, otherwise C option here minus sign should be there, even if in case dB consider here. So if we consider that magnitude in dB, in case you consider at omega PC, in case, so consider 0.25. The gain margin formula is what? Gain margin is nothing but minus of magnitude in dB at omega PC. That means there should be the what? Minus 0.25. That option also not there. So that means it must be a linear scale only, not the dB scale. Next, this is a signal flow graph you have to draw. So here simply write the what? Equation. So first write the equation for I1. What is I1 tell? V1 minus V2. V1 minus V2 by R1. So this is the equation number 1. Next, write the equation for V2. V2 is nothing but current difference. So what is there? I1 minus I3 into what? R3. So next again write the equation for I2. So what is I2 tell? V2 minus V3 divided by what? R2. Next write the equation for V3. V3 equal to what? I2 into R4. Next V0 equal to V3. Then you verify which signal flow graph matches this equation. First one is take it. I1 if you take it, the node I1 if you take it, I1 if you take the incoming branch from the V1 with the path gain of 1 by R1. So here 1 is there, so option A wrong. Here also 1 is there, option C wrong. When you go for option B and D, so you observe it, the branch start at V1, end at I1, path gain 1 by R1. Here also is there, here also is there, B and D. Next minus 1 by R1, here also minus 1 by R1, here also minus 1 by R1 is there. So that means first equation B and D satisfied. Come to the second equation. Start at I1, end at Y2, end at V2, path gain R3. Start at I1. So start at I1, end at V2, path gain R3. Again minus R3. Means here what happened? Minus R3 is there. But here minus 1 by R3 is there. Means D wrong. Option is C. So just to observe which signal flow graph at that node this equation satisfied, that is going to become correct. Okay. Next. So as you know, it PD controller main objective is improves the stability, and it is the what? High pass filter. It is a high pass filter. High pass filter is sensitive to the what? Noise signal. So that means your one is correct, as well as it increases the what? Stability. Option is D. Next, it is a sensitivity of steady state error. First you have to find the what? Steady state error. But here given non-unity feedback system, you should not product GH. If you product it step input, it will become 0. So you should not do it. As we used to discuss in the class, it must be converted into unity feedback, or otherwise simple shortcut is what? ESS equal to limit S tends to 0, S into R of S minus C of S. So write the C of S by R of S. C of S by R of S equal to, come on, K by S into S plus 1 into S plus 4. Then opposite sign of the feedback, here minus is there, plus numerator term K, product with feedback gain. What is the feedback gain? S plus mu, S plus U, S plus. This is called closed loop transfer function. Substitute here, ESS equal to limit S tends to 0, S into, so R of S. R of S is what? What is R of S given here? Step input 1 by S minus K divided by S into, expand this, S square, S cube, S cube plus 5S square plus 4S plus KS plus KU. So into 1 by S. Into 1 by S. Take 1 by S common. So limit S tends to 0, S into 1 by S, take it common. Then what you are getting? 1 minus K divided by S cube plus 5. Okay, no problem. So I take it here, 5S square plus 4S plus KS plus KU. So put it SS cancel, S tends to 0. All these are going to become 0. So what is the error you are getting? ESS equal to 1 minus K by KU. So KK cancel. So that means what is the answer? U minus 1 by U is the what? Steady state error. What is asking? Sensitivity of the steady state error. Sensitivity of error with respect to U. With respect to U. So that means what you will get? U by ESS into dou ESS by dou U. So that means what you are getting? U by ESS means U minus 1 by U into dou ESS by dou U. If you do U 1, first one U into U minus U minus 1 into V dash 1 divided by U square. So this get cancelled and this get cancelled, and then you solve it. What you are getting? Numerator U minus U plus 1 divided by u minus 1. U cancel. That means 1 by u minus 1. So, answer is what? D. Next, it is a simple question. Bode plot simply GH equal to K. So, initial slope is minus 20 means yes. Change in slope, here you are getting what? What you will get? Minus 20. That means one more pole. Here change in slope minus 20. One more pole. That means what you are getting? 1 plus S by 20. Now find the K value. So, we know magnitude 40. 40 equal to 20 log K. Because at frequency 1, no need to consider pole at origin. So, that means K will become what? 22. K will become 100. So, GH equal to 100 divided by S into 1 plus S by 20. So, I simplify this. LCM you take 2000 divided by S into 1 plus S into S plus 20. So, answer is D. Next. So, here simply is asking what? Roots they are asking. So, S square plus 2S plus 2. So, if you find the roots, minus 1 plus or minus J1. So, negative real with complex conjugate. That's all. Thank you.
Yes, now I will be discussing the question related to measurement subject. We are having 3 questions. The question here is, it is related to strain gauge. It is given as gauge factor value 2 and the strain is given as 250 micro, and he is asking like delta R by R. Gauge factor is equal to delta R by R by strain. So directly we can write delta R by R is equal to gauge factor into strain. Gauge factor is 2 and strain is 250 micro. So answer is 500 micro. So therefore answer is 500 parts per million. Next one, it is LVDT question. It is also transducer question. He has given that sensitivity of the entire system 2 millivolt per mm per volt is given. And what is the corresponding voltage excitation? 5 volt. Therefore simply you can do, for 1 volt of supply 2 millivolt per mm. Therefore for 5 volts of supply how much will be there? If you are simplifying this, you will be getting 10 millivolt per mm. After that, he has given that 30 millivolt. He is asking what is the displacement. Here 10 millivolt, it is giving 1 mm value and they are asking for 30 millivolt. Therefore 30 millivolt, how much is the value? If you simplify, you are going to get 3 mm as the answer. So 3 millimeter. The next question is, it is a direct question. The source is having 100 kilo ohm source. He is asking the least loading effect. In order to find out the least loading effect in this, among the given options, which is providing more resistance, that will be the corresponding having least loading effect. If you are multiplying this, you will be getting 100 kilo ohm, here 200 kilo ohm, here 250 kilo ohm, but this is having 1 mega ohm. So always, so digital voltmeters will be having least loading effect. So these are the questions from measurement subject.
Now let us discuss about the questions on mathematics subject. It is a question from the matrix theory. Directly it is a property. The two similar matrices will have the same eigenvalues, same characteristic polynomial, same characteristic equation, and same determinant, same trace. So that is why all the three options are correct. That is, D is the correct answer. So D is the correct answer. Now let us go to the next problem. It is a question from the differential equation topic. Differential equation is given along with the conditions. Because of the conditions, we require a particular solution. That particular solution is already given in the options. So we never try to do the problem by the method. Directly we can choose answer by just by verification. Now when you consider these two conditions, initial conditions, at x equal to 0, all the options will satisfy. With this condition also, all the conditions will satisfy. So using this, we cannot choose the correct answer. Now we can try for the other condition, last condition. At t equal to 0, the function is sin 3x. At t equal to 0, this is e power 0, 1, and this is equal to sin 3x, may be answer. Next, this is satisfied with the option A, may be answer. But this is not satisfied with B, not satisfied with C, because when you substitute t equal to 0, this will give the minus of sin 3x only. So the two options are eliminated from the last condition. Finally, only the two options are eliminated using the conditions. By using the condition not possible to choose answer, we can try for the differential equation. We check this differential equation satisfies with option A or option B, but we try for the last option because of the simple quotient 9, small quotient. Here ut equal to, with respect to t, and sin is constant here, minus 9 into e power minus 9t into sin of 3x. Next, ux equal to, with respect to x, and constant e power minus 9t into 3 into cos of 3x. But we require the uxx on right hand side. So next time differentiation is 339 minus 9 into e power minus 9t into sin 3x. Now ut is minus 9 e power minus 9 and uxx is minus 9, but here it is given that 4, not same. So the differential equation is not satisfied with the D, then finally A is the correct answer. So these are the mathematics questions.
Okay, let us see the signals questions. Which of the three signals given below is periodic? First one multiplied by u of t, that means it is non-periodic. Second one, when you sketch the signal graph, step sequence un added to u minus n, at 0 there is change in amplitude, rest of all impulses are 1. Of course, it is also non-periodic. Non-periodic. Third option, third signal that is given, there is a mistake. Whether he wants to assume this x as infinity or what, we don't know. If x is infinity, it is periodic. Because the range is from minus infinity to infinity. After expanding, if you draw that graph for various values of k, if k is minus infinity to infinity, then it can be periodic having time period of 4 samples. By sketching that signal graph, we can feel that. But there is another mistake in that. He mentioned that as x3t. It is a discrete form, not continuous form. So, possible chance for none of the above. But if x is infinity, it can be periodic. Third signal can be periodic with period of 4 samples. Because of the mistake that is done by examiner, you can feel none of the above is periodic. Okay. Next one, this is a standard one, sin 80 by pi t form. What is spectrum of sin 80 by pi t? That can be treated as sap function or sinc pulse. It is a rectangle from minus a to a. It is asked about the nature. It is not time limited. Not time limited because it is of infinite length, but it has band limited spectrum. Band limited spectrum. We are aware a signal cannot be time limited, band limited simultaneously. So, not time limited because this is of infinite length, but band limited. What is the inverse Laplace of given expression? So, denominator can be written as s plus 1 into s plus 4, denominator roots, partial fraction. When you solve for the residue, s place minus 1 will make 10 by 3, s place minus 4, another expression will make minus 10 by inverse Laplace. So, 10 by 3 e power minus t, another term 10 by 3 e power minus 4t, simple partial fraction. Then it is asked jet transform of a signal, that is shifted impulse, it is neatly mentioned k is positive integer. Del n jet transform 1, del of n minus k means time shifting property, it becomes z power minus k. It is stated where k is positive integer, z power minus k. Input given, system given, what is the output? Direct convolution, that is convolution property of impulse. Output is convolution of input and system. Any signal convolved by shifted impulse means respective signal shifted by that much amount. So, what is x of n mentioned? Un convolved by del n plus del of n minus 1. So, un convolved del n is un convolved del of n minus 1 is u of n minus 1. So, un plus u n minus 1 is the result. Direct convolution property of impulse function. Rectangular pulse is given. We want to get what is the Fourier transform of that one. Standard rectangle relation, when you choose a symmetrical rectangle from minus t by 2 to t by 2, having amplitude a, standard relation is at sa omega t by 2. So, rect t by 2 means that rectangle covers from minus 1 to 1 with amplitude of. So, according to the standard relation, we can say answer is 2 sa omega, but it is given in sinc form. We habituated to take sinc pulse as sin pi x by pi x, but maybe examiner has assumed that as sin x by x. So, this confusion is there always, whether sinc pulse contains pi symbol or not. Maybe examiner has assumed that as sin x by x according to the given options. So, you may feel this as 2 sinc of omega. If we assume sinc x as sin pi x by pi x, no option is correct. If we assume this way, there is a chance of taking 2 sinc omega. So, rest of the questions are handled by other faculty member.
Thank you, sir. The next question in signals and systems is, what is the Nyquist rate for the continuous time signal? This is the signal is given. So, Nyquist rate is 2 times the maximum frequency of the given signal. So, in this signal, there are 2 frequencies are there. One is 100 pi, another is 200 pi. If you see in terms of hertz, this is 50 hertz, this is 100 hertz. So, what is the maximum frequency? 100. So, if you substitute in this one, so 2 times 100, 2 into 100 hertz, so it's going to be 200 hertz. So the right option is B is the right option. And the next one, frequency response of the system is given 1 by 1 minus 0.5 e to the power of minus j omega. What is the impulse response? The IDTFT of the frequency response is impulse response. We know the standard DTFT pair, a to the power of n u of n DTFT is 1 divided by 1 minus a e to the power of minus j omega. So this is h of e power j omega, this becomes h of n. So in the given problem, the a value is given as, once you observe here, 0.5. So if I substitute in this 0.5, the impulse response becomes 0.5 whole to the power of n u of n. So what is the correct option? 0.5 whole to the power of n u of n. So the right option is A. And the next question is, which of the following systems is not causal? What is the condition for a causal system? H of n should be 0 for n less than 0. This is the condition for causal system. Okay, yes. In the question it is asking that non-causal. Once you observe the options, del of n, it exists only at n is equals to 0. So surely we can say that it is a causal system. Okay, it is 0 for n less than 0. If you see the second option, u of n exists only for n greater than or equals to 0. It is 0 for n less than 0. So this is also a causal system. Once you see C option, del of n exists at n is equals to 0. Del of n exists at n is equals to minus 1. So this condition is failing here. H of n not equals to 0 for n less than 0. So what is a non-causal system? C is the non-causal system. So these are the questions from signals and system subject.
Good evening, guys. I hope you have done very well this examination. and my subject is network theory. Under network theory nearly 7 questions are given. Let me discuss one by one. The voltage V in the circuit is given. Actually, if you see this, if you want to get that applied voltage or the voltage where he wants at this 20 ohms, usually you need to go for that nodal analysis. But according to our techniques are available, if you take that one of the important technique under network theory, which is the source shifting technique, you can easily do it by taking only one unknown value. Otherwise, you have to take the 2 unknown values. Let me consider that the source shifting technique. By taking the source shifting technique, you will get the network like this. This is 75 volts, 5 ohms, 8 ohms, 20 ohms and 12 volts. Whatever the ideal current source, by taking the source shifting, you will get that the 6 amperes current source here as well as 6 amperes current source here by taking the source shifting concept. Otherwise, you need to consider the 2 unknown values. Right. What is the advantage by doing this? I can simplify this part by using the source transformation technique. Under that instant, you will get the voltage source in series resistor, that is negative to positive 72 volts, and this one is a 12 ohms. Now, our required value is the voltage you will get directly with one step. Since here the current source, ideal current source and voltage source both are in parallel voltage is same, that is why by KCL at V, you can write the expression V minus 75 by 5 plus V by 20 and V minus of minus 72 by 8 plus 12. Again this we are getting 20, the LCM you can take it 20. By simplifying that, 4V minus 300, 4 times of this, and V plus 72 is equal to 0. Now 6V is equal to, you are getting 228, then V value is equal to 38, you will get it. This is our required value, 38 volts. As per the given options, C is the correct option. Right. This is the first one, and the next one. This question is under a transient circuit analysis. The question is, the switch in the circuit has been in the position A for a long time. At t equal to 0, the switch is moved to position B, and the initial voltage on the capacitor, the final voltage on the capacitor, the time constant for t greater than 0 are respectively. Guys, you know that the initial value is the history value before switching action or before t equal to 0. Directly you can get it before t equal to 0, the switch position is at A, the capacitor is affecting with the 75 volts. Now we need to estimate that the effect of 75 volts at t equal to 0 minus, that is under steady state, the capacitor acting as an open circuit, and the second one is after t equal to 0, capacitor is affecting with the 5 milliamperes. Then the voltage we can take it with the effect of 5 milliamperes by taking the capacitor as a open circuit at t equal to infinity. Now let us take that for initial value at t equal to 0 minus. For initial value, this is steady state, capacitor making as open circuit, the network is, switch position is at A. Now by VDR you will get it. Guys, you should be careful regarding the polarities are provided here. This is negative to positive. Here VC and this is positive and this is negative. That is why as per the source is given, we will take that by VDR, by voltage division rule, Vc of 0 minus, which is same as Vc of 0 plus, that we are getting minus 75 into 10k by 10k plus 15k. Nothing but here 25, 3 times, you are getting minus 30 volts, you will get it. And at t equal to infinity, this is also same steady state. Capacitor behavior is open circuit, but the switching action is what? The switching action is at B position. Under B position, now the network is here. By taking the network, this is 5 milliamperes and 5k. You know that open circuit series passive element can be neglected. Under that instant, you can see that Vc of infinity is equal to voltage across the 5k. Nothing but you are getting 5k into 5 milli, which is equal to 25 volts. It is the steady state voltage or final value. And after t equal to 0, one more value you have to take it, the time constant. The time constant tau is equal to R equivalent into C. Only one capacitor is there. After t equal to 0, when the position of the switch is at B, capacitance value 100 nanofarads, and to take that R equivalent, independent current source should be deactivated. Then under that instant, 20 and 5R, both are in series. Now R equivalent value we are getting 5 plus 20k into 100 nanofarads. Now what we are getting? 25 into 100 nanofarads. Nothing but 25 into 100. Here you will get 2.5 milliseconds. As per the given options, option D is the correct one. As per the given options, option D is the correct one. Minus 30, 25 and 2.5 milliseconds. Let us take the next example. Right. The driving point impedance of a network is given by Z of S is equal to S square plus 3S plus 2 by S into S plus 2 is given. And which of the following statement is correct regarding the synthesis of this network? If you want to synthesize that first, as per the given driving point impedance for one port network here, this S square plus 3S plus 2. Now this we can write that S plus 1 into S plus 2. By taking this S into S plus 2, now S plus 2 will be cancelled. Finally you are getting that S plus 1 by S. That I can write Z of S is equal to 1 plus 1 by S. If you see that this is the combination of, under Laplace you can take it here, R plus 1 by Cs. Nothing but it is the series combination of two elements, resistor and capacitor. Nothing but the network contains only passive elements. As per the given options, option C is the correct one. Now let me consider the next example. Right. In an AC circuit, the resistor of 10 ohms is in series with an inductor of reactance is 10 ohms. What is the power factor of the circuit? Now whenever if you take the total impedance is given, Z is equal to R plus JXL, 10 plus J 10. You know that whenever imaginary real parts both are same, the phase angle is equal to 45 degrees, then the power factor is equal to cosine of phase angle, which is 1 by root 2 cos 45.707. Since it is the inductive circuit, that is why it is lagging. Very simple one. Now according to the given option, option B is the correct one. Now the next example or next question is, in the below circuit the value of omega naught, beta and Q are respectively. Guys, if you see that this one is the RLC parallel circuit, for RLC parallel circuit you are aware of that resonant frequency and Q factor, that beta is the damping factor or attenuation constant. Now, as per the formulas which you are having, that omega naught, beta and Q, by calculating one by one, the first one is for RLC parallel circuit, resonant frequency omega naught is equal to 1 by root LC. L value is given 10 millihenries and C value is given 4 picofarads. With this you will get 5 mega radians per second, and the second one is the beta damping factor or attenuation constant 1 by 2 RC. Using this, if you calculate 1 by 2 R value is given 5 mega ohms and C value is equal to 4 picofarads. Then finally you will get this one as a 25k radians per second. And finally the Q factor, series circuit Q factor is equal to 1 by R times of under root L by C, but parallel it is inverse R times of under root C by L, where R is given 5 mega and C value is equal to 4 picofarads into 10 power minus 12 and 10 milli. With this you are getting 100. This is the quality factor. I think here the examiner has to give that here all are 100, then only this one should be 100, then only the C answer is the correct one, but he was not given this as 100, that is why option D you have to select. D is the correct option. If it is given under 100, C could be the correct answer. Let us take the next example. A unit step voltage is applied at t equal to 0 to a series RL circuit with R is equal to 2 ohms, L is equal to 2 henries. What is the voltage across the inductor? This is very simple. The voltage across the inductor at t equal to 0 plus, at t equal to 0 plus circuit nature is a resistive. The behavior of the inductor is open circuit. Once you make open circuit, you know that for at t equal to 0 plus unit step function is 1 volt, then directly the open circuit voltage here we are getting as 1 volt. VL of 0 plus is equal to 1 volt. Then option B is the correct one. The next example, a source with internal resistance RS is equal to 50 ohms is to be matched to a load RL is equal to 200 ohms using a lossless LC network at a frequency of 100 megahertz. Which of the following configuration will provide proper impedance matching and high pass filtering here? Usually if you want to design the network under synthesis, you should go for that, some formulas related with this one, but he wants only that, what the combination here we are getting. As you know that whenever if you see that high pass filter, it is a combination of the series capacitor and shunt inductance. Suppose if you take that series capacitor and shunt inductance, first you have to define that one here. The input source impedance is given as RG and the load impedance is given or resistance is given R. R value is given, how much it is given? 200, and RG value is given 50. With this I can say R is greater than. Under this instant I can say that it is a combination of capacitors, series capacitance and shunt inductance. As per this, I can say the answer is a series capacitor followed by a parallel inductor. This is the correct answer. These are the questions given under network theory. The next faculty will continue to the next subject. Okay.
Okay, let us look at analog circuits questions. Mostly in these type of competitive exams, the goal is to eliminate the wrong option rather than finding the right option with certainty. In Miller's theorem, if a capacitor C is connected between the input and output of an amplifier with gain A, the equivalent input capacitance is. So, this is a direct question. Capacitors, we know they suffer with Miller multiplication. So, out of A, B and C, B and C can be two options, but we know according to Ohm's law, current is potential difference by resistance. So, out of these two options, which is the correct one? So, the capacitance C is going to be C multiplied by V2 minus V1, okay, because current is potential difference by resistance. So, that means option 3, option C is the right option. What is the key advantage of class AB amplifier over class B amplifier? We know class B amplifier has a crossover distortion, meaning the distortion occurring during zero crossing. If you want to eliminate crossover distortion in class AB amplifier, they do something called the diode compensation. Once you do the diode compensation, the amplifier changes to a class AB amplifier. So, class AB amplifier reduced crossover distortion is the right option. Which of the following conditions must hold true for virtual ground assumption to be valid in an op-amp circuit? So, we know virtual short is valid only in negative feedback. For example, if the forward path of any amplifier is G and the feedback path is H. So, what is virtual short? We know that the feedback signal V2 is going to be V1 by 1 plus 1 by GH. So, what happens if the loop gain G is very large? So, 1 by G is, suppose if it is infinite, V2 converges at V1. So, virtual short is valid only in what feedback? Negative feedback. In a common source amplifier using NMOS transistors, which of the impact of increasing, the light is so blinding here, which of the impact of increasing the channel length modulation parameter lambda. So, the output resistance R0 is given as 1 by lambda ID. So, what happens if lambda increases? If the denominator increases, the value is going to decrease. So, option C, output resistance decreases. For a given diode circuit, as shown in figure, what will be the biasing modes of D1, D2, D3? Assume diodes to be ideal. So, we know when is a diode on? A diode is on only when the current flowing through the diode should be positive. So, if all the 3 currents of the diode are positive, then all the 3 diodes can be on. So, how do we solve this problem? Replace all diodes by short. So, there will be 5 volts here, there will be 0 volts here. So, 10 minus 5 by 3K, 5 by 3 around 1.6 milliampere will flow. So, now you can see here the resistance is large value 7 ohms. If resistance is more, current is going to be less. So, here it is 5 by 7, 5 by 7 is around 0.49. So, you can see 1.6 is large, 0.49 is less, but entering current should be leaving, that means this current is negative. So, it means what? D2 is definitely in off state. Here it is 0 minus 5. So, 0 minus of minus 5, 5 by 2.5 around 2 milliampere is flowing. So, that means D1 is however on because the current flowing through the diode can be positive because of the large current, but this current is a doubt. This is a small current. So, the current has to flow in the opposite direction, meaning D2 is off. So, in this option D2 is off, option B. So, D2 is reverse bias, D1 is forward, D3 is forward. in the following figure, determine the signs of the op-amp terminal A and B for negative feedback operation. Negative feedback means what? The output has to be fed back to minus terminal, this has to be plus terminal. So, terminal A is positive, terminal B is negative. So, option A is the right option. What is the value of base to collector voltage for a given common base circuit if alpha is given? So, here you can see this is a PNP circuit. So, here you have 0.7 volts, here there is a 4 kilo ohm and 9 volts is given, and this is minus 9, 2.2k. Now, the examiner wants this voltage X. So, if this is 0.7, 9 minus 0.7 is 8.3 by 4, around 2.2 milliampere, or 2 milliampere you can take. If 2 milliampere flows, 2 into 2.2 around 4.2 volts, 4.4 volts, 9 minus 4.4. So, this answer should be close to 5 volts. Out of the 4 options, the closest answer is this. Please see here, whenever he gives alpha this that value, please do not consider alpha value, just consider 1, because you can see the options are quite wide here. So, if you can take 1, your answer is coming close to 5. So, hopefully option C is the right option. In the following amplifier circuit, op-amp is ideal, find I1, I2, I3. Now, see here 4 options are given, but because of virtual short, I1 should be equal to I2, I1 should be equal to I2. So, please check if any 2 currents are same. There is only one option where 2 currents are same, so hopefully this is the right option. In the given circuit below, LED is on when Vi is. So, when the output of LED will be on, when the output of an op-amp is positive. When output of an op-amp will be positive, when the non-inverting voltage is greater than the inverting. By voltage division, 2 resistors are of same value, this should be 6. So, this Vi should be greater than 6, greater than 6, yes, option B. Consider the circuit shown below. What is the type of feedback? So, this input is in voltage form, so naturally it is series. Output is also in voltage form, so it is in shunt. So, this amplifier is a VCVS, a voltage controlled voltage source, or you can also see that the input is given somewhere at the base, output is taken at emitter. So, this is common collector configuration. Common collector is also a voltage controlled voltage source. So, out of the 4 options, series shunt, option C is the right option. The output of a Schmitt trigger depends on, see here, it actually depends on the input value, but the examiner is very clever, he used the word only. So, it does not just depend only on the input value, it also depends on the hysteresis. So, option C could be the right option. Okay, so that is all from analog circuits. My friend will continue.
Right. Let us see the questions given in communication systems. Little bit of questions related with microwave and satellite are also given. I have taken them under communication systems. Most of the questions are theory based only. Very few numerical based questions were given. Let us see the questions. Which device is typically used for low noise amplification in microwave receivers? So, the one which we will be using here is HEMT. Okay. This will be a low noise amplifier used for microwave communication systems. Given source symbols, so these are 4 symbols occurring with these probabilities, that is the meaning in that data. So, what is the average code length using Huffman coding? So, when you do the Huffman coding, we have to arrange the probabilities in descending order. So, already they are arranged in the descending order 0.4, 0.3, 0.2 and 0.1. So, if you perform Huffman coding, so last 2 probabilities when you add it becomes 0.3, I am writing the remaining 0.3 and 0.4 as it is. So, the sum of these 2 will now become 0.6 and you are having 0.4. So, this is order that you get while you do the coding scheme. So, it is up to you, if you want you can keep this as 0 and you can make it as 1. So, this 0 now it is coming here. So, I am making it as 0 0 and 0 1. And this 0 0 here when it comes it becomes 0 0 0 and it becomes 0 0 1. So, when you take these 4 symbols, A is your 0.4, we are representing with bit 1 and B is 0.3, you are representing with 0 0 and C is 0.2, you are representing as 0 0 0 and D is 0.1 0 0 1. So, this is how we can do the Huffman coding. So, what is the average length of this coding scheme? Multiply probability with number of bits. So, 0.4 into 1, 0.3 into 2 plus third one is 0.2 into 3 plus last one is 0.1 into 3. So, this value will be 0.4 plus 0.6, 1 and this is 1.6 and 1.9. So, the average symbol length is 1.9 bits per symbol, or on an average we are giving 1.9 bits. Next, which performance metric is minimized in the minimum mean square error MMSE equalizer? So, here we try to minimize the error by taking the difference between input and the value that you are getting at the output. Mean squared error means we are taking the square and then analyzing it using random variable concept. So, that mean squared error will be considered between the transmitted and received signals. That would be the most suitable option. Now, coming to this question, a 10 kilowatt carrier is sinusoidally modulated. That means power taken by the carrier component is 10 kilowatt. Sinusoidally modulated means he is telling about a single tone message signal. 2 carriers corresponding to, that means mu1 is 0.3 and mu2 is 0.4. So, this is combination of 2 single tone message signals. What is the total radiated power? So, what is the PT? Formula is PC into 1 plus mu t square by 2. So, we can write a mu t square as mu1 square plus mu2 square. So, this value will become 0.25. So, we can express this as PC is a 10K into 1 plus 0.125 when you divide it with 2. So, you are having 1.125 into 10. So, it becomes 11.25 kilowatt. So, that will be the right choice. Okay, straightforward formula based question. Next, which distribution is a memoryless distribution? So, normal or Gaussian, log normal, exponential, none of the above. So, what do you mean by a memoryless distribution? That means whatever the output that is going to come is depending on the present values only. It is not depending on the past instance. Like suppose you are buying some product, they will tell the shelf life is up to some August or maybe some December. So, if they say that it lies up to December 2025, what is the meaning? You buy it today, you buy it tomorrow, you buy it after 1 week. The result remains the same. That is a fixed date. So, such type of distributions comes under memoryless distributions. So, correct distribution for that case will be exponential. This is based on the satellite communication topic. So, the distance between the earth station and the satellite is given as 40,000 kilometers, and he is giving you the parameters of the satellite power. It is radiating a power of 2 watts from an antenna with a gain of 17 dBi. What is the meaning of dBi? Power he has given in dB scale. I represents intrinsic, okay, or isotropic. So, he is talking about an isotropic antenna which radiates power equally in all directions. And find the power received by an antenna with an effective aperture of 10 meters square. So, what is the power at the receiver side? Power at the transmitter, gain of transmitting antenna, gain of receiving antenna into lambda by 4 pi d whole square. So, we can write this as power of transmitter, gain of receiver. Now, this gain of receiver, I can keep the value as, because the effective aperture is given, I can write in terms of effective aperture. 4 pi, gain of the antenna is 4 pi AE by lambda square multiplied by, this is 1 lambda square here, by 4 pi whole square into d square. Now, all the parameters are given to you. 1 4 pi will get cancelled and lambda square will automatically get cancelled. So, if you substitute all these parameters, taking effective as 10 meter square and converting that 40,000 kilometers into meters and substitute, you will get a value of minus 133 decibel watt. Okay. Next, which of the following statements best describes the primary distinction between Shannon's source coding theorem and Shannon's channel coding theorem? So, basically he is asking about the source coding technique and channel coding technique. So, where do you use and what is the primary importance of these schemes? Source coding we will do to effectively reduce the bit rate. So, the number of bits required for representation of your symbol reduces. So, that is happening in case of source coding. When it goes to channel coding, we are increasing the number of bits per symbol. That means the code word length actually increases. This is done to increase the redundancy or to protect your data from the hackers. So, here the overall bandwidth or the code word length will increase. Now, the best option which suits here is source coding deals with compressing data, while channel coding deals with transmitting data reliably over a channel. So, this is the best choice out of the given options. According to Friis transmission equation, the received power is directly proportional to. So, this formula already we have seen in one of the question. It is a product of the gains, power and into lambda by 4 pi r or 4 pi d whole square. So, definitely it is proportional to square of the wavelength. So, the square of the distance is wrong, the square of the wavelength will be the correct choice. A straightforward theory bit. A communication channel has a bandwidth of 3 kHz and a signal to noise ratio of 30 dB. And what is the channel capacity? So, the formula is B into log of 1 plus S by N to the base 2. So, this value will be equal to 3K into log of 1 plus 30 dB means it is 1000 to the base 2. So, take the nearest value. I can consider this as 3K, you can write as 2 power 10, little less than 2 power 10. So, it can be somewhere around 10. So, it is slightly less than 30 kilobits per second. So, that is the reason he has given appropriation only. So, the closest choice will be 30 kbps, little less than 30 kbps, but definitely it is not up to 20 or like this. So, very much close to 30 kbps, that will be your correct choice. Now, the eye diagram of a digital communication system closes vertically and horizontally. So, basically these are used to analyze the noise of a communication channel. He is asking about vertical deflection as well as horizontal deflection. So, basically this is about timing jitter and ISI. So, both will come into picture here. You can eliminate these two options. This will never come in vertical and horizontal model. So, either ISI only or timing jitter and ISI both can come, because he is asking both vertical as well as horizontal deflections. So, these are all the questions given in communication systems. My colleague will continue. Thank you.
Hello friends, let's have a look at the questions asked in aptitude. The total number of questions given were 15, out of which 5 are for 2 marks and 10 are for 1 mark. The paper, I can say it is like easy to moderate. Most of the questions are easy. Let's start with first question that was asked from the topic of calendars. What was the day of the week on 28th May 2006? To find the day of the week on 28th May 2006, first we have to go for counting the number of odd days in that particular date. So the total number of odd days would be, for the first 2000 years, the number of odd days are 0. For the year 2001, the number of odd days are 1. 2002, number of odd days are 1. 2003 also number of odd days are 1. For 2004, the number of odd days are 0. Followed by, when I am entering into the year 2005. So 2005, the number of odd days are 1. Coming to the year 2006 over here, in the year 2006, I have to count the odd days month-wise over here, because I am in the year 2006 there. Now going ahead with, so in the year 2006, January will have 3 odd days, February will have 0, March will have 3 odd days, April will have 2 odd days, May will have 0 odd days. Because in the month of May, we have to go up to 28th. So number of odd days are 0. When you count the total number of odd days, 3 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1, 7, done. Now we are left with how many odd days over here? 2 plus 3, 5. There are 5 odd days over here. There are 5 odd days means that represents which day? Friday. Hence your answer has to be Friday. Next, question number 82. Jessica has 4 children. So this is the question that is directly there in our AS material, in reasoning part, in in puzzles part. Jessica has 4 children. 2 of the children have the blue eyes and 2 of them are having brown eyes. Half of the children are girls. If half of the children are girls, obviously half of them have to be boys. So 2 of them are boys, so 2 of them are girls. This is guaranteed. And out of those who are having blue eyes, who are having brown eyes, we don't have any information over here. Now, if the first 3 statements are facts, which are the following statements must also be a fact. So here at least one girl has blue eyes. Need not be, because if both the boys are having blue eyes, girls having blue eyes may not happen. Maybe, may not be. Coming to second one, 2 of the children are boys. This is mandatory, because if there are 2 girls out of 4, 2 must be boys. That's why this is definitely true. Now I am very much sure that second one is going to be definitely true. Look at the options which are having second in the options available. In the first option A, only one is there. In option D, none of them are known facts, they said. So eliminate those 2. Your answer lies between B and C. Going ahead with the third one. The boys have brown eyes. That is also not mandatory, because the girls may be having brown eyes, the 2 boys may be having blue eyes. There is a possibility.
This also I cannot definitely say. Hence your answer has to be what? 2 only. Hence it has to be option B. Next. Many business offices are located in buildings having 2 to 8 floors. If a building has more than 3 floors, if a building is having more than 3 floors, it has a lift. So if the building is having more than 3 floors, it must have a lift in that. That's the fact. If the above statements are true, which of the following must be true? Which of the following must be true? Now, second floors do not have lifts, that they did not mention. But if the building is having 3 floors, that must have a lift. So I am not sure about it. Seventh floors have lifts. Definitely yes, because any building which is having 3 floors, more than 3 floors must have a lift. So I am very much sure that a building with 7 floors must have a lift in it. Hence I can choose the answer as option B. I need not even check C and D. If you wish to check, we can still see. Only floors above the third floors have lifts. The word only is making it wrong, because they did not say only the buildings above 3 floors are having lifts. They just said any building which is having more than 3 floors is having lift. A building with 2 floors also can have a lift. That's why this is not true. All the floors may be reached by lifts. They did not mention anything about the reach of the lift there. They just have mentioned any building having more than 3 floors is having the lift. So this also I cannot definitely say. So which is a definite fact over there? Option B. Next, a cube has a volume of 8 cubic meters. One cube is there which is having a volume of 8 cubic meters. If each side is doubled in length, what will be the new volume be in cubic meters? Now the sides of the cubes, if they are in the ratio x is to y, their volumes will be in the ratio x cube is to y cube. That is a relation we know. So here we know that the side is being doubled. So if the side was earlier 1, now the side became 2 units. Now the volumes ratio will become 1 cube is to 2 cube, which means if the volume of the first cube is 1, volume of the second one will become 8. But in the problem they have mentioned, first one volume is what? 8 cubic meters. Second one volume is how much? If one is corresponding to 8, if one part is 8, 8 parts have to be how much? 64. Hence your answer has to be 64. That is option C. In a mixture of 45 liters, the ratio of sugar solution to salt solution is 1:2. So sugar and salt ratio is given as 1:2 out of 45 liters. That means this 3 parts is corresponding to 45 liters. Then one part it will be 15 liters. So sugar is 15 liters, salt is 30 liters. That's what I can say. Now the question is, what is the amount of sugar solution to be added if the ratio has to be 2:1? Now for the ratio to become 2:1, how much sugar must be added? So here what is not added? Salt is not added. So earlier salt was 30 liters, now also salt remains 30 only. So if one part is corresponding to 30, sugar will correspond to 2 parts. If one part is 30, 2 parts have to be 60. That means earlier sugar was how many liters? 15 liters out of 45. Now sugar is 60 liters. For the sugar to become 60 liters, how much sugar must be added? For 15 to become 60, how many liters have to be added over there? 45 liters. Hence it has to be option B. Next, problem number 87. The problem number 86 is from probability. Problem number 87. Andre and Betty together weigh 150 pounds. It is just a simple equation based problem. A plus B together are weighing 150. B and C together are weighing 180. And A, C and D together are weighing 360 pounds. And all the 4 together are weighing 450. A, B, C, D together are weighing 450. This is what they said. If so, what is the difference between this and this? B is the difference. So difference in the total is 90. From this I can say that B is equal to 90. If B is 90, I know that B plus C together is 180. Hence I can say that C is also 90, provided I put B equal to 90 there. Now you know B and C are 90 each. If B and C are 90 each, if B is 90, A will become how much? A will become 60. Because A and B together is 150, we know. Now what is needed over there? What is the weight of D? The David weight is what we need. D is the value we are looking for. As you know, ABC together are adding up to how much, dear? 90 plus 90, 180, 180 plus 60, 240, 240. So total is 450. These three together are weighing 240. So remaining person has to weigh the remaining 210 pounds. Hence I can say that D must be how much? 210 pounds. That's what we can say. Hence your answer has to be 210. Next, problem number 88. Some books are tables, some tables are mirrors. Some books are tables, some books are tables, some tables are mirrors, right? Now some mirrors are books, it is not happening. So it is not happening in the basic diagram, so not valid. No book is mirror. No book is mirror is valid in the basic diagram, but this mirror may touch book. Na? You can draw mirror like this also. That's why it is not valid in the alternate diagram. So finally it is not valid. But if you observe, these two will form complementary pair, because subject and predicate are same. Subject and predicate order need not be same, and that is forming complementary pair over there. Hence I can say that answer must be what? Either 1 or 2 follows. Problem number 89. No woman teacher can play. No woman teacher can play. Woman teacher and play does not have any contact here. No woman teacher can play. Further, some women teachers are athletes. Some women teachers are athletes. There is the data given. Male athletes can play. They did not give any information about male athletes. So you can directly say that is not valid. I am not sure about it. Second one, some athletes can play. Some athletes can play is not valid in the basic diagram. So it need not be valid in alternate. So if at all a particular conclusion is not valid in the basic diagram, testing for alternate diagram is not needed. So here both are not valid and they are not forming any complementary pair. Hence my answer has to be what? Neither 1 nor 2. Next, problem number 19. It is a simple series problem. Here the difference is if you take 3, 5, 8, 13, 22. Check the difference here. Difference is 2, difference is 3, difference is 5, difference is 9. Next difference must be what? Check. 2, 3, 5, 9. So what is happening to the differences? Difference is 1 here, difference is 2 here, difference is 4 here. Difference is getting doubled, I can say. If difference is getting doubled, next difference has to be what? 8. So next value has to be what? Having a difference of 17. 22 plus 17 will be your answer. Hence it has to be what? 39. It should be option C. Next, in this you are given a combination of alphabets and our numbers followed by 4 alternatives A, B, C and D. Choose the alternative which closely resembles the mirror image of the given combination. So mirror image means left will become right, right will become left. Please keep that in mind. So left will become right, right will become left means that looks like this. We are placing a mirror over here. If a mirror is placed over here, so that will be the image we are going to get. Next, problem number 92. Observe the given figure and answer the questions below. If 50 people play football, 40 play cricket. So football is given as 50. Football is given as 50. This is given as 40. And 30 can play basketball. That is the data given over there. Then what is the number of players who play football or cricket but not basketball? Football or cricket but not basketball. Football or cricket but not basketball means this area I need. So here this total is 50, we know. This is already 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 14, 26. This will become 24. This total is 40. This is already 14 plus 5, 19, 19 plus 9, 28. This will be 12. Now what I need is football or basketball, football or cricket but not basketball. So this is the total I need. So 24 plus 14 plus 12 is what I am looking for. So that will give you how much? 24 plus 14, 38, 38 plus 12 will give you how much? 50. Hence it should be option D. Next, 93. It is just based on the moment of the symbols over here. Now if you check it over here, it is moving by like how this is moving, and you just have to check for the moment of the other symbols accordingly. Let's look at this directly. So here what is happening here? It is moving by one place, it is moving up, it is moving towards right. Again it has to move up, it has to move right. So that will come out to be what? Star will go there, star will go there, and dot will come here. Star will be there, dot will be here. That should be option D for us. Next, this is also same. Observe this one. So it is moving by how many places here? So cross is there, cross is moving by 2 places to the in anti-clockwise direction. So here in this this is moving alternately, dark and light one. 2 places, again it is moving by 2 more places to come here. Again it is moving by 2 more places. We get this when it is moving by 2 more places, it came here. Again if it moves by 2 more places, it will come there. Again what will happen? It has to move by 2 more places. So this has to come here. So cross will come here in the next diagram. So in that diagram, where are you getting cross in that place? That is happening only in option C. Right? Next, last one. So here we are having 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we are having 4. Here we are having 5 boxes. Here we are having 6 boxes. Next we should have 7 boxes. 7 boxes means, so you should have 7 boxes over here. In all the options we have 7 boxes except option D. Next pattern you observe. It is alternating dark, light, dark. So light, it is starting with light, again starting with dark, alternating. Again it is starting with light. It is starting with light means next diagram should start with a dark box over here. It should start with dark with alternating colors. Dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. Hence it should be option A. That is satisfying that condition. Right? These are the questions from aptitude, and this is the question that is asked from probability. It is like simple theory based questions. Which of the following mentioned standard probability density functions is applicable to discrete random variables? For that one, so it is Poisson distribution is used to discrete random variables. So these are the questions that have appeared in aptitude part along with probability. Thank you. Our friend will continue with that.
Right, let us see questions from digital circuits. For a binary off subtractor having 2 inputs A and B, the correct set of logical expression for the outputs D equals to A minus B and X is borrow or. So when you see that off subtractor and inputs are A, B, and we can see the difference and borrow. So if it is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, and the operation is A minus B, for this 0 minus 0, difference is 0, borrow is not required. For 0 minus 1, we cannot subtract without taking borrow, so we need a borrow. Then we are getting 0 plus base value is 2 minus 1, difference is going to be 1, and 1 minus 0, yes, difference is 1, borrow is not required. 1 minus 1, difference is 0, borrow is not required. If you write a Boolean expression of D, what is it here? AB01, it is min term, so it is A bar B, AB10 it is minterm, so it is a AB bar. And also if I say that borrow x is equals to AB01 it is minterm, so it is a bar B. So it is D is A bar B plus AB bar and x equals to A bar B, option B. Let us see next question. For a 10-bit ADC, the signal to quantization noise ratio is 62 dB. If the bit resolution is increased by 2 bits, what would be the new SNR value? So signal to noise ratio maximum is equals to 6.02 into n plus 1.73 dB. So if you are observing this, when number of bits is increasing, it is approximately 6 dB is increasing. So when you are increasing 2 bits, obviously it is 12 dB is going to be increased. For 10 bits, it is going to be 62, and for plus 2 bits means it is going to be 74 decibels dB. So answer is B. Let us see next question. So which of the following is not true about SRAM based FPGAs? They are reprogrammable. Yes, it is reprogrammable. It is true. It is not a false. They require external configuration memory. Yes, it is required external configuration memory. And configuration is held in SRAM. Yes, it is true. D is they have less power consumption compared to flash FPGAs. No, it is false, because even though it is not getting changed, it is going to be consuming power. It is consuming more power, so it is going to be wrong. So it is expected what is wrong means option D. Let us see next question is a melee system produces a 1 output if the input has been 0 for at least 2 consecutive clock cycles. Immediately by 2 or more consecutive ones, the minimum number of states for this system is. So thing is, we need to get compulsory 2 zeros consecutively followed by minimum 2 ones. Minimum 2 zeros followed by minimum 2 ones is required to get output is 1. So let me say that if I say initial state is S0, if I am getting a 1 which is not required as the first bit, so 1 by 0. If I am getting a 0, it is going to be changing to S1. So what is it here? 0 by 0. So if you are getting a 1, now again back to this, so it is 1 by 0. If you are getting another 0 in S1, yes, it is going to be S2 because it has to be remembered. So it is 0 by 0. So it is completed getting 2 zeros. If you are getting again 0, it is not required. So 2 zeros minimum is sufficient. Even though you are getting zeros, you don't need to remember any zeros here. So we say that same state, 0 by 0. Now in S2 state, if you are getting a 1, yes, it has to be remembered, because after minimum 2 zeros, maybe getting more than that. But if you are getting a 1, it has to be remembered, it is a 1 by 0. Now in S3, right, if you are getting a 1 again, then it is going to be output 1. So output is 1, but still, even though you are getting ones again, it is going to be, right, producing 1. So it is 1 by 1. So in this, in S3 state, if you are getting a 0, then again back to S0. What is it here? If you are getting a 0 here, now again going to this, what is that? 0 by 0. So number of states is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So the number of states is 4. Option is C. Now, which of the following condition reduces the mean time between failures due to metastability? So what do you mean by mean time between failure? When data is moving from one clock domain to another clock domain, if it is arriving the data in setup hold window, so it may be treated as 0, it may be treated as 1, it may not be treated as 0, it may not be treated as 1. So it may not be treated as 0 or 1, that is called metastable state. That is because of it is meeting 50% of setup hold requirement in the clock domain where it is arriving the data. So for that, what we can say that so mean time between failures, you can specify a formula like this: e power t resolution and a material constant divided by F clock into F data. So what is that? F clock frequency and data rate it is arriving. So if you are observing these options, decreasing flip-flop setup time. When you are decreasing flip-flop setup time, so arriving data in that setup hold window will be decreasing. So failures will not be occurring. Now increasing the metastability resolution time. When you are increasing metastability resolution, then mean time between failures will be increasing. And next one is increasing clock frequency and data arrival rate. Yes, increasing clock frequency, increasing data arrival rate is decreasing mean time between failures. So option is C. Next question. So determine the output function Y from the following circuit. If you are observing this circuit, so pull up is a diode connected transistor, and in pull down if you are observing a complex circuit is given, so there is a E which is deciding what is going to be the functionality of this circuit. If E equal to 0, this transistor is off, then obviously we are observing that it is AB plus CD. When E equal to 0, this transistor is open circuited, then it is open, then it is going to be functioning as AB plus CD whole bar. So what is it here? It is AB plus CD whole bar. Right. When E is equals to 1, when E is equals to 1, it is going to be, it is short, then it is going to be A plus C and with B plus D. So if you say that when E equal to 0, it is going to be AB plus CD. When E is equals to 1, so it is going to be what? It is A plus C and with B plus D and with B plus D. So what we are getting here? E bar and with AB plus CD plus E and with what we are getting here? AB plus BC plus AD plus CD. So let me expand this. E bar and with AB plus E bar and with CD plus E and with AB plus E and with BC plus E and with AD, E and with CD. Then if you are observing E bar, AB and EAB. So if I take AB common, it is going to be E bar plus E, and again if I take CD common, again E bar plus E plus what we get here? It is EBC and EAD. So finally what we get here? AB plus CD plus EBC plus EAD. So finally what we say here? AB plus CD plus AED plus CEB. So answer is B. Right. 4 memory chips of 4x4 size have their address bus connected together. This system will be of size. So when you are having that address lines, it is a memory IC which is having 4 data lines, which is having 2 address lines. When we say that one more memory IC with the same size, again address lines are shorted, then again one more memory IC with same size, 4 data lines, again one more memory IC with 4 data lines. For all these address lines are shorted. Now number of address lines has not changed. So obviously what is it here? 2 address lines, it is going to be 4, and data lines, if you are observing 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, it is going to be 16. The size of memory IC will be 4 into 16. It is option C. So again one more question. In a 4-bit ripple counter using AK flip-flop, the maximum frequency of input clock is limited due to. So when you say that ripple counter T minimum is equals to N TCLK plus TS, which is strobe time. So when CK to Q it is so CK to Q is nothing but N flip-flop delay plus strobe time. Ideally we consider strobe time is 0, then obviously what is that here? T minimum is equals to N delta. When you are increasing delta, which is nothing but clock to Q delay, which is a flip-flop delay or propagation delay, then obviously T min is going to be increasing, then F maximum is decreasing. When increasing delta, which is flip-flop delay, which is clock to Q delay, which is increasing the maximum frequency. So, maximum frequency can be decreased by increasing flip-flop delay or propagation delay of flip-flops.
Okay. Let's have a look at question number 81 once. There was some calculation error. What was the day of the week on 28th May 2006? So, up to the year 2000, the number of odd days are 0. Year 2001, the number of odd days are 1. Year 2002, number of odd days are 1. Year 2003, it's a normal year, number of odd days are 1. Year 2004 is a leap year, number of odd days are 2, right, followed by, we need to go to 2006, right. So, let us have a look at the year 2005. 2005 is a normal year, that will have, year 2005 will have 1 odd day because that is a normal year. Now, I am entering into the year 2006. In the year 2006, I have to go up to May 28th. May 28th means start with Jan. January 3 odd days will be there, February 0 odd days, March 3, April 2. In May, we have to go up to 28th May, so the number of odd days will become 0. The total number of odd days will become what? 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1, 7. We have to remove 7s. So, 7 gone. Here 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 3, 7. So, what is the number of odd days we are left with finally? 0. 0 odd days means the day falls on which day? Sunday. Hence, your answer has to be Sunday. So, correct answer should be option D. Let us have a look at the key of EDC. Due to non-availability of the faculty, I am just giving the key for that questions. Coming to question number 29, so option it is C. Next question number 64 is also from ADC, it is also option C. Next question number 66, it is also C. 68, it is option A, and 72, it is also option A. So these are the solutions of the paper, and by tomorrow evening you can upload the detailed solutions of PDF from our AS website. Thank you.